Have you ever felt stuck wanting change but not knowing where to start? Maybe the idea of overhauling your life feels so overwhelming that you don't even try. You're not alone. But here's the truth: transformation isn't about taking giant leaps, it's about small, consistent choices that build momentum over time. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how to break change down into simple, manageable steps that feel doable and, most importantly, successful. By the end, you'll see how even the tiniest shifts today can lead to the life you've been dreaming of. We need to start creating the transformation one choice at a time. Welcome to the space where your personal transformation and spiritual journeys meet. If you're new, drop a comment below and introduce yourself. If you've been before, then welcome back. I'm Robin Plim, an intuitive healer, introspective hypnosis practitioner, transformational coach, and author. Think of me as your guide along the path. Don't forget to subscribe for regular updates and take a look at my website and book Awake, Aware, Conscious for more tools and inspiration. Now, let's get real before we go any further. You can say that you are wanting change, you are ready. This time will be different, but unless you can say an unreserved yes to all of the following 4 points, and honestly, your success rate plummets. The first one is something must change. You must acknowledge that there's got to be some change somewhere. Number 2 is it has to be now. Tomorrow is not going to cut it. It's got to make that choice today. I am the one that must change. So it's nobody else's responsibility, job, or anything else. It's got to come down to that you recognize that you are the person who's got to change. And number 4 is I am changing for myself, not someone else. You've got to do this because you want the benefits, not because someone else is nudging you. The biggest question you need to ask yourself is, what will it cost me not to change? If you are willing to pay that price, then you're not willing to change or maintain change. If you keep doing the same things you've always done, you will keep getting the same results you've always gotten. It's as simple as that. So let's start with why change feels so overwhelming that we don't even get started, and there are a few of them. So the first one is fear of the unknown. Humans are wired to seek safety in familiarity. Change introduces uncertainty, which can feel threatening. So an example would be starting a new relationship after being single for years. It can feel overwhelming, but not because you don't want companionship. It's because you're stepping into uncharted emotional territory and don't know what to expect. Number 2 would be all or nothing thinking. So many people believe that change must be drastic or perfect to be meaningful. This mindset creates unnecessary pressures. So thinking that you need to overhaul your entire lifestyle in one swoop instead of making gradual improvements. Now, number 3 is lack of clear direction. So without setting up clear goals or steps, change feels like that giant, unmanageable task. I want to get healthier feels very vague compared to I'll take a 10-minute walk each evening. So number 4 is attachment to the familiar. Even if the current situation isn't ideal, it feels safe because it's predictable. Letting go can feel like losing control. So staying in that toxic relationship because the alternative feels uncertain or unknown. Now, overestimating the size of the change is number 5. So people often think they need to tackle everything at once, making the process seem insurmountable. So try to transform your diet, exercise, and mindset all at the same time leads to burnout and overwhelm. Number 6, fear of failure. This is a huge one. So the possibility of failing can feel so overwhelming that it prevents people from starting altogether. So what if I try and I'm not good enough thinking? Number 7, those cultural and social expectations. The pressure to meet social standards or other expectations from the outside onto us can make change feel like a performance rather than a personal journey. Maybe feeling judged for trying to make some life choices. So, lack of immediate results is number 8. Change takes time, but lack of quick gratification can make the effort feel futile. Starting that fitness routine but quitting after 2 weeks because there's no visible results. Emotional resistance. So, change often requires confronting some uncomfortable emotions like fear, guilt, or grief. So it's letting go of that old identity or belief that no longer serves you. Number 10 is previous negative experiences with change. This is a huge one. Past failed attempts in changing things can create that mindset of I've tried before and it didn't work. So those yo-yo diet experiences can make people believe that sustainable change is impossible. Now, information overloads, number 11. So with endless advice and resources, it's easy to feel paralyzed by having too many options. So Googling how to change my life and feeling overwhelmed by the myriad of responses and often conflicting information that you get. So, number 12, comparing yourself to others. Seeing others' almost seemingly effortless transformation in our own minds can make our own journey feel inadequate or impossible, particularly when you are comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle or end. So, lack of support. So, feeling like you have to navigate this change alone can make you feel isolated and it's harder to sustain. So, trying to change your habits in a household where others aren't sharing your goals can make it a real challenge. Physical and mental exhaustion. When already stressed or overwhelmed, the energy required to change feels unattainable. So, trying to start a new routine while juggling work, family, and existing responsibilities will lead to that sure feeling of failure. Now, unrealistic expectations is number 15. As you can see, there are quite a few. So, setting goals that are too ambitious or expecting change to happen too quickly, it sets you up for disappointment. So, expecting to lose all of that 20 kilos or pounds in a month and then feeling absolutely demoralized when it doesn't happen. So, number 16, fear of success. So sometimes people fear the responsibility or the changes that success might bring. They don't know how they're going to handle it if the success happens. So what if I succeed and people expect me to maintain it or excel at it or any other reason? And we'll finish on number 17, which is identity conflict. So change can challenge deeply held beliefs about who you believe you are, which leads to that inner conflict. So if I start putting myself first, does that make me selfish? But you know what the truth really is? Change is a journey. It's not a single destination. It's about building momentum through small steps. Transformation very rarely, if ever, happens overnight. It's like building a house. You lay one brick at a time. Each brick might feel small, but over time, that small effort creates something solid and lasting. Consistency matters more than intensity. Let's say you want to get healthier. Instead of throwing out all the food and signing up for a 2-hour gym class session, you start with a simple choice. Drink a glass of water before each meal. Small, right? But that one change starts a ripple effect. It's the ongoing ripples that we want. Now, the concept of neuroplasticity is how the brain rewires itself through small, repeated actions, making it easier to build new habits over time. All right, so let's get on to the framework for change. So step number 1 is identify the goal or the change you want. Now, here's an easy exercise for you to try. Now, pause this video where you need to. I want you to think about one area of your life that you want to improve. That might be health, relationships, finances, mindset. Got the idea? Now, imagine what success in that area will look like. Be specific. So, for an example, instead of saying, I want to be happier, reframe it to, I want to spend 10 minutes a day doing something that brings me joy. Okay, drill it down, get specific. And then number two step is we need to break it into micro choices. Big goals are overwhelming, micro choices are manageable. So let's look at a few examples of that. So the goal might be to improve your health. The micro choices might be is substitute one ingredient each time for something that's better for you. The goal might be strengthening relationships. The micro choice might be send one thoughtful message to a loved one this week. The goal might be building confidence. The micro choices might be writing one thing down each day that you did well. Now, step 3 is anchoring the choices to existing habits. Now, one of the easiest ways to stay consistent is to attach a new habit or routine to one you already have. So, for an example, would be after brushing your teeth, take 3 deep breaths to center yourself. Or maybe while waiting for your morning coffee, write down one intention for the day. Now, number 4 is track and celebrate your small wins. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, reinforces the positive change because what you focus on, you get more of. So at the end of each day, reflect on one choice you made that felt aligned with your goals, or keep a win journal to track your progress and build that momentum. So let's quickly recap those 4 steps. Define your goal. Be clear on what you want to change. The number 2 is identify the small steps. So choose tiny achievable actions that align with your goal. Number 3 is anchor those choices to existing habits. So we're linking a new habit to an existing one we have. And number 4 is track your progress and celebrate your wins. So acknowledge and reward yourself for progress. Use a journal, checklist, or app to stay consistent. So by following these simple 4 steps, you can make progress without feeling overwhelmed. Now, overcoming the resistance. So some of those common challenges would be procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. So commit to just 2 minutes of effort. Often starting is the hardest part. The fear, what if I fail? So reframe that failure as learning. Each small step teaches me what works. The all or nothing thinking. If I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it all. So remind yourself that progress is better than perfection. A quick exercise to overcome resistance is write down one thing holding you back. Then write down one action to take in the next 24 hours to help you move past it. Don't procrastinate, pause the video and do it right now. Now understand that you are building a new identity through choices. So each small choice reinforces the person you're becoming. So when I choose to eat nourishing food, I reinforce that I am someone who cares for my health. You're reinforcing why you're changing in the first place. So you might want to write down an I am statement that reflects the person you want to become. I am someone who prioritizes my well-being. And then remember, we're making those one small choices that align with this new identity each day. So here are the 4 steps for you to start today. So pick an area of your life you want to improve. Identify one small action you can take and attach it to an existing habit. Track your progress for 7 days and then celebrate your success no matter how small. By the end of the week, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and momentum, no matter how small the action. Every brick counts in the wall. Now, big transformations don't come from massive leaps. They come from small, consistent choices made every day. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by the small changes you make. You attract more of what you focus on. So be aware of what you're focusing on. What's one small choice that you can make today to start creating the life you want? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Track your progress and share your journey. It will inspire other people as well. Now remember, transformation doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't even require you to know exactly how you'll get there. All it takes is one small choice at a time. So start today. Don't let those dreaded overwhelms overwhelm you. Let those choices lead you to the life you deserve. If you found this helpful, then I'd love to see some comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more practical tips and my book on creating the life you want. Remember, it's not a destination, it's a journey. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you next week.